What is happening, people? Jack Milton here, and today I'm basically going to run through what I'm having going into my clean bulk. Calories I'm eating, what macros I'm having, what meals I'm having, and I'm going to show you how to make them. Now hopefully this can give you guys a bit of inspiration on what to have when you're clean bulking. Obviously with a clean bulk we're trying to keep everything as healthy and as optimal as possible for our physique. Don't want to be putting on any excess body fat that we don't need to. We want to be minimising that and make sure that it's all muscle, baby. So first things first, I am a fiend for a coffee in the morning, so that's what we're doing. My first meal of the day. Only kidding, this is not a meal, this is black coffee. So I'll have this first thing in the morning before I start my work because, you know, I like to get a bit of caffeine in the morning, makes me feel awake, makes me feel energised. I don't like to have energy juice or pre-workouts or anything like that first thing in the morning. I'll just crash midday and it would be terrible. So one black coffee does me. This is basically just water and coffee, so, you know, some people find that a bit harsh, a bit strong. So before we eat anything, I will take my coconut and collagen. Helps the hair, the skin, the nails, all that good stuff. Then I'm going to break 4 eggs. I'm going to take one of the yolks out, so 3 full eggs and 1 egg white. And we're going to mix that into a bowl, whisk it up. I don't have a proper whisk, so you're just going to need to deal with a fork, and that's the way it's going to be. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chop up some ingredients. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to use. I'm going to peel 1 mushroom. Then we're going to chop it up in tiny little bits, chop up a tomato, and then spray a pan with fry light oil. Then we're going to cook those ingredients in a pan, empty the eggs in once it's warm enough, and then once the egg has hardened around the bottom, we are basically just going to scramble it together. Now, it may be a bit runny at first, but then it'll soon all harden up, and then I'll chuck some spinach on top. And as you can see here, the macros are on the screen now. We're going to chuck some Japanese spice, some mixed herbs on top as well, just to add a little bit of flavour into the mix. After the meal, I'm going to have a vitamin D3 and a multivitamin. So meal number 1 is complete. The actual meal number 1, now this is a little egg dish that I like to have frequently. You know, I've been having eggs every morning for a long period of time and I just never get bored of them. And this is something that I like to kind of play about with the recipes and stuff, and usually it turns out not bad. No matter what you put in it, no matter what seasoning, no matter what ingredients, eggs just works for me. So yeah, very nice. So these are the ingredients for meal number 2. Now this is going to be an oats based meal, and we're going to put 90 grams of oats into a pot. Then we're going to open up the protein, and this is about 33 grams, about 25 grams of protein. We're going to mix that up in the pot, and then we're going to measure out some ingredients. So 60 grams of blueberries, 4 dates, and a whole banana. I like to chop up the dates before I put them in. Same with the banana, I like to chop it up a little bit. I'm going to take 1 square of dark chocolate, and that's the ingredients right there, looking beautiful. We're going to add in a bit of almond milk. I don't usually track the almond milk much. I'm going to mix that in, 1 tablespoon of honey, and we're going to chuck that in on top and mix that thoroughly. And you can see the macros on the screen right now. We are going to add some ingredients in, then put some ingredients on top as little toppings, wee bit more honey, and boom, there you go. So meal number 2, big bowl of oats. Typically have this before I go to the gym. Absolutely delicious. Mixture of dried fruit, oats, chocolate, and a little bit of honey in there as well. So I'm going to enjoy this. God damn! This one is honestly like a dessert. You know, I'll never get bored of this. It tastes unbelievable. It's fresh, it's nutritious, it's sweet, it's gorgeous. It's time to work out. During my workout, I'll have some glutamine, and then after my workout, I will have 1 scoop of protein with greens powder and creatine in that as well. And that's the calories for that. Next up, we're cooking some chicken in the air fryer. Now, I'll usually measure out about 170 grams of chicken, as you can see here. And then we will season it a little bit with paprika and some mixed herbs on top. Then measure out some veg, some asparagus, a little bit of fry light oil, tiny little bit of salt just to give it a bit of flavour, make it less dry, and we will boil the rice. Put the chicken in the air fryer. I usually do about 12 minutes for the chicken, and then once it gets to 3 minutes left, I will put the asparagus in at the side as well, just make sure it's not touching the chicken. And boom, that is the calories on screen right now. I'll chop up the chicken, and after this meal, I will have ashwagandha and essential omega-3s. Meal number 3, chicken, rice, asparagus, a staple in the bodybuilding community. Now you're probably wondering, Jack, this one's quite bland. Why? Why are the other ones so fancy and this one's very basic? Some of my meals, I just like to keep it simple. I don't need a whole lot of ingredients sometimes to keep myself happy. A lot of the time I'm thinking of function over taste when it comes to my meals and the function that they're gonna have within the body rather than, you know, how good it's tasting all the time. But if I do want to spice this one up a little bit, I will have some of this sweet chili sauce. I wouldn't recommend having this one if you're trying to keep your diet as clean as possible, but if you're looking for a low calorie sauce and you don't mind spicy food, then I'd recommend Frank's Red Hot Sauce. There's barely anything in this. 29 calories per 100 ml, and there's 148 ml in this bottle. So that's barely anything. I've transferred this over to a Tupperware because I don't plan on having it right now, but I will be having it later. Back in with the air fryer for the final meal. And this is going to be 2 fillets of salmon, and we're going to do the same with the broccoli this time. We're going to season it a little bit with salt, put the rice on, same procedure as last time, don't need to show you the full thing. We are going to put the salmon on and do the exact same thing with the veg. I usually put my salmon on for about 9 minutes. I feel like that is the sweet spot because you don't want it too overcooked or too dry. When it gets to 3 minutes, we're going to take the salmon out, put the broccoli in and put them both back in, and that is that. Then I'm basically just going to take the skin off the salmon, chop it up. We're going to add 1 beetroot, chop that up, put it into the mix and add some teriyaki sauce and put our broccoli on top. So the last meal of the day is a salmon, beetroot, rice, broccoli, teriyaki extravaganza. And it is my favourite meal of the day. This one for me just never gets old. I can never get bored of salmon. I will never will, I don't think. I don't know. Tastes amazing. Macros are insane on it, and it's just good for you. So I'm gonna go enjoy my final meal of the day. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and if you want to see more videos like this, comment and let me know. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.